decide it's a death.
Some feminine napkins from the bathroom.
Manufactured, no, it really is. It's chocolate chunk cookies, manufactured on September 16th, 2014.
Ooh.
So if you guys order the cookies, not that they're not in the box. It's a box of names of the people that signed up, but it used to be dipped chocolate chunk cookies. So if you order the brownie, just know that the cookie that it's on was made in 2014, September 2014. Comedians, you know how it works. If you signed up for the chance to do this, yeah, there's people that signed up for this. They could be sitting right next to you. It could be your husband or your wife, and you just don't know it. And I pull a name out of the bucket. They come up here. They do 60 seconds of stand-up comedy or their attempt at it, and then we all talk to them. You guys ready to get this shit started? Yeah. If I pull your name out of the bucket, you get 60 seconds. Comedians, you know your 60 seconds is up when you hear the sound of a kitty. No, by the way, no making noises during this show. I noticed out here in the Midwest, people like jump in and they do their own fucking thing. See what I mean? This idiot. There it is. That's stupid to do in a live show. You're not gonna get it. I just told everybody to shut the fuck up. That's why you're not gonna get an IO, you idiot. See, I'm mean, people.
He said it.
Why are you still talking? You're still talking. Do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself making noises with your face? Stop it. No, don't respond. No responding. What the fuck are you? See, I get the idiots out in the very beginning so the rest of the show's smooth. You guys cool with that? You behave yourself. Not another fucking beat for me. What did you just say? What? She's whispering shit in my ear. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. I didn't know there's other people. This is great so far. This show has the energy of a this fucking guy.
It's a good AA meeting.
It really is. Like, I feel like it's an AA meeting, but it's everybody's first day attending sobriety, and they're like, I have the best story.
Yeah, my problem is the worst.
Yeah. So 60 seconds, you hear a cat, and you better wrap it up then, or else you're gonna bring out the angry West Hollywood bear.
Hope the first guy is better.
Love how big these speakers are, and meanwhile, this is the most quiet this show
I know.
has ever been. There's got to be a way.
Can we get the iPad up higher? Put up my pad a little?
Yeah, let's get that pad up.
Get that pad up.
Let's see how high we can blast that pad. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
crank
saying?
that pad.
Let's get this fucking pad parodied.
Yeah.
Let's play something and figure out if we fucking have this shit.
Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna pull the name out of the fucking box. Look at these
Tax returns.
Oh my god. Alright, there's Will Moore. He's coming up at the end. See that? We're talking to Will Moore out of all the names. He gets pulled first. We're going last.
Where's Will Moore?
Will Moore's in the back corner.
He just wants to go last.
No, I just said he's going last. I just said he's going last. I don't know. You probably may have wanted to go first. Will, when do you want to go up, motherfucker? Last is good. There you go.
Good story. Did you guys all do heroin without me? Because you were out here lingering your pad.
I didn't pull him out and put him last. But don't you pull up the name and the person just goes?
Oh, wow. You're on
geez.
fire right now.
You guys are on heroin right
Sit it down, and first we're going to hear somebody do 60 seconds here. And that person's name is Joey Squid.
What's up? Alright, so I think I got a drinking problem, guys. I need to quit. I realized this the other day after my dad came up to me and he said, "Son, you're a functioning alcoholic." And I said, "Thank you." The other day my mom called me. She told me things are pretty bad with Grandma. She's got Alzheimer's. I said, "Fuck! What is Alzheimer's?" So I Googled that shit while I was smoking a joint. I looked down at my phone and I said, "Fuck! I got Alzheimer's!" I'm fucked! The other day, alright, I just gotta be honest with you guys. I gotta get off social fucking media. Can I get an amen from anybody out there? Amen. I'm sitting at home on my futon. I'm jerking off, fucking just about to blow my load. And guess what happens? My grandma likes some shit on Facebook. I was like, oh, damn!
Fuck yeah, Joey Squid. Can you repeat that last part for me? The very, very last part?
Jerking off.
Can you do it slower for Tony and look in the eyes?
No. Not just a joke, really. No, Joey, you're like, see, this is what you do. We're on the fucking road, Brian. Look at this. There's no security. It took 35 seconds for the guy to get 4 mic stands off the stage. How long do you think it's going to take to get fucking mellow stone Johnny Depp off there? Jiminy fucking crickets. You're something else, Joey.
Jiminy crickets.
How long you been on stand-up? Right, first time ever.
Yeah.
I can tell. Joey Squid busting his cherry in front of everybody. How about that, you fucking pussies? And you all think you can do better than Joey Squid, but you know what? Maybe you can't, motherfuckers. Joey Squid putting his heart and soul out there today. The funniest parts of everything that you said were the parts that you don't even know how funny they are. Like the fact that you just slid in the fact that, I'm just jerking off on my futon. It's actually the futon that's the funniest part of it. You just graze over it. Nobody notices.
Yeah, tell us about our futon.
Right, exactly. Do you really have a futon?
Yeah, I got it from my mom.
Don't. I bet you did. Don't get shy. Don't you? What's that voice that you get there when you're like a little bit? Alright, Joey, relax. Stick to the questions, alright? You guys can all laugh at any point, by the way. This whole thing that's happening in front of you is funny.
I want to start this episode off by just saying thank you for supporting me just over at Mark Norman, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we on? We're cooking? Oh boy. All right, cut that last thing out.
I was just at the dang. I was over at Walgreen. You got Walgreen over there in New York City?
Oh yeah, we got a CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, you name it.
And they had. I was in line, and they're like, "Make sure to tag us on your social medias," and it literally just blew my brain out of my freaking wiener, man, because it was like, who is gonna got my cancer meds or whatever, like.
Yeah. Now
Having fun in the parking lot, CVS. It's just crazy how everything is like hashtag,
it's all connected. It's all weird. Sometimes though you gotta admit those guys are funny on Twitter. Like Wendy's will go off on some guy.
Oh
It's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. If Wendy's and Arby's go off, dog, I'm there for that.
Oh yeah,
You
because
know?
there's just some fat guy behind a desk and he's just like, screw it. I'm gonna be myself, just with the face of Wendy's.
Yeah, man. Wendy's used to be so good.
Oh, Square Burger, baby. Dave Thomas.
God.
Chili.
Remember?
I loved when it was
Chili was their thing.
That was
Remember
their thing.
That was their thing.
And you get the big potato, you pour the chili on it.
Yeah.
Then some girl was like, "What? Where'd you learn that?" Then she'd blow you. It was a great time.
Yeah. And your family was doing great. It's like, we're here.
Yes.
You know?
It felt like, you go to rallies or McDonald's, it felt a little low brow, but Wendy's felt a little upscale.
You kind of jumped out the car.
Yeah.
Like, Dad is a good guy.
Oh.
Like you'd have all these crazy vibes. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, he still hit me, but, it was at the salad bar, so felt classier.
Dude, I remember too, Pizza Hut salad bars
Oh,
used to have that
yes.
pudding on them.
Oh, the chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
That was big.
Can't believe they did it.
That's after Little League games. It was all Pizza Hut all day.
Oh, it was so good, man.
I remember getting a personal pan. You're like, Jesus Christ, I
Yeah.
got my own personal pan. I'm
Yeah.
doing pretty good.
Who read 2 books, Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the book club, man? We were smart. We'd be in there. We were like a real coupon family.
Oh, me too. My mom was at Crazy Coos with the clippings at the end, and she's like, "Hold on, I got one." You're like, "Come on, you crazy whore! We gotta get out of here. I got a Blockbuster. I'm ready to."
Yeah, no
crack
wonder
open."
Dad's gone. Yeah, I couldn't wait around either.
Because you got to save 6 cents on some ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah. Do you think like that patience has changed? Like,
Oh yeah.
isn't it? It's almost crazy how much it's changed.
It's embarrassing. Like, I'll be at a red light, and I'm like, I better look at my phone.
Right.
I can't make it to 8 seconds before I cross the street. I'm like, well, I got downtime. Might as well tweet something.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, who's running this red light? Is this like, it's almost like this red light needs to get its shit together, kind of, it feels like. Like,
Right.
it's, or just like, why, every little bit of, everything feels like, things didn't used to feel like wasted time. It used to feel like nice
Yeah,
to have some moments, I think.
that's true. Yeah.
Or you just didn't think of it as wasted time? I'm just trying to walk through it.
It was life. It was just,
Yes.
I'm doing life. I'm outside. I'm living.
Yeah.
And now it's like, wait, I could be doing something. This could be a TikTok. Oh, the white guy's flashing. Now the hand. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
I'll put music to it. You're like, what am I doing? We're not living. And Instagram went down a couple days ago, and there was a part of me like, come back.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, you remember that in Louisiana? I know growing up, a lot of storms come through there, dude. A lot of storms. A lot of people, missing teeth. A lot of people missing DNA. Remember they had one guy that they found he didn't have any DNA in his body. This was like 14 years ago.
What? I missed
Yeah.
that guy.
They couldn't genome sequence him or something.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully he's not a serial killer because he'll get away with it.
Oh, I'm sure. Look, if God gives you that gift, bro, you better buy a hatchet.
Yeah,
That's
no
what I
doubt
think.
about it.
But I remember when the power would go out at our house, dude, we would get into. It was like the only time our family was kind of close.
Yeah, same with the Scrabble. The candles came out. You had
Yeah.
to talk to your brother.
Yeah.
That was weird.
God, it
Good
was so
point.
weird. It was so, but I love. There's almost something kind of cool about it. Like it was your family became a little bit of a necessity because you were scared, kind
Yes.
of. You didn't know, like. The second anybody left the candle, it was like, what happened here?
So true. We had to be Amish for a minute.
Yeah.
And it makes you maybe the Amish are tight.
Yeah, I
You
bet the
need
Amish
each
are
other.
pretty tight. I saw some Amish at the airport. The other
What?
day. Yeah.
Not
wait.
allowed in there.
I think there's a Can Amish fly? Will you look that up, Spencer? Do you mind? I think some of them can fly. I don't know if they. You might have to be a high school graduate. I'm not sure what
That
their
makes sense.
like what the jurisdiction is on being able to fly or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's all electric, so
The Amish are not permitted.
I imagine they can't.
Can you zoom in on that a little if you can?
I think they're all banging each other, by the way. So they don't need to fly.
That's hearsay.
What up? What up?
That's what I've been
What
reading
up,
in the Amish newsletter.
Avaricious?
We use trusted English neighbors are not permitted that way. Oh well, these guys must have been.
They're rule breakers.
You know, there was a I remember that show Breaking Amish, right?
Yes.
And there was one of the guys. He's like cutting the grass with that little, with the just the spinning knife.
Yeah, I remember we had one of those.
And they interview him, and he's like, "Man, I was adopted. I'm not even fucking supposed to be Amish, dog." It was like, oh my god.
I never saw that one. God, TLC is just a misery channel. It's like my 600-pound life. I'm a midget. I'm an Amish.
Yeah.
I'm getting surgery. It's a bummer over there.
Yeah, I wonder why they really tapped into that market. I guess. I don't have any legs. Someone else
Yeah.
has my legs.
Yeah.
You seen that show? It's like
No.
somebody took. Yeah, they said they. It's like people harvesting organs or something.
Wow. Yeah, it's really out on a limb.
Yeah.
All right.
How's comedy in New York right now? What's it like? Are you in the city?
I am. I live in Manhattan, and the clubs are great. It's all open. You got to show the Vax card to get in. But I'll say this: that what isn't the same. When I moved to New York, there was all these hot bar shows and alternative shows, and those are all gone.
Really?
I don't think comics get along anymore. You know, comedy's so splintered now. You know, you got this group, you got that group, and everything's politicized, and what side are you on, and all that shit. And you know, there's like these teams now, and it's not good.
Oh, dude, I'm good. How are
You
you?
say team like it is it so it's like does it feel political? Does it feel like or just like if you're not woke enough, does it feel I'm just trying to
Yeah, a little
Trying
everything,
to
a
get
little
the
all that, and you got to
silver.
fall into your tribe a little bit now. I mean, the whole country's going this way, so
Yeah.
I don't know. People were different before. We all had our differences, but like everybody got along. You made it work. There was no internet as much. I mean, there was, but it wasn't like everything. Just people let all their bullshit out online, and then
Hell yeah.
you don't see people face to face as much. And I think people are just separating more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I started feeling recently like, you know, especially during like a lot of the, I guess, election stuff, and then especially during like when BLM really went on.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to feel like we're all on the same team. We're all trying to do our best, and everybody, you know, this is what we're doing. This is like America, and it's just like how we're trying our best.
Yeah.
And then I felt like everything felt like some of the BLM stuff to me almost felt like supremacy. Like it wasn't like about everybody anymore. Like it wasn't, and it wasn't even just about black people. It was just like people wanted to exercise like
Victimhood.
maybe some victimhood, but it was just like I don't know. Everything started really fragmenting then. Like
Yeah.
for me, I thought, oh, we're all on the same team, and then it was now like, oh, well, it's just about this group and this group, and
right.
and for me, I think maybe for some people it had never been that Black Lives Mattered or that, but for me, I think it always had been. So to
that's
me, I
the
was
weird
just
part.
like, and in some points, and this is just me as a white person, right?
Yeah.
It almost felt like an attack on me, but it felt like it didn't feel like there was a safe place for you to go if you were somebody who's like, well, I've always
Right. Right.
respected everybody. Like, why do I have to why do I have to like be a certain way now or something?
I get what you're saying. Yeah. We grew up in Louisiana. You know, it was mixed. Everywhere was mixed, and I never came across my mind that black people didn't matter.
Right.
So when everybody's like, they matter, you're like, yeah, I know. And then they get mad at you for not doing a bunch of shit. You're like, but I've been a good guy the whole time.
yeah,
You
that
know?
was the thing. There was no card to show that you've been a good guy,
Right.
and there was nobody that seemed like they wanted to believe that you've been a good guy the whole time.
Yes. I think that's a human nature thing. They get to yell at you, so they feel better.
Right.
You know, this white lady's like, hey, you're not doing enough, and where's your black square? And you're like, I'm banging a black chick.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's never enough.
Yeah.
And but that's their own shit. They got some internal stuff, and they want to take it out on you. I think.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. It's just interesting because at the same time, we've all been really separated. Like, we have all been in our own little holes. Like, podcasting has become, like, so grateful. I'm sure that you that you have Tuesday with Stories, and just, like, that everybody has their own cast. It's like, at least you have your own kind of channel now.
Yep. You got to build your island now.
Yeah, it does feel like that a little bit, I guess.
Which everybody can have their own thing. The internet is big and vast, and it's got room for everybody. But when people start attacking people, that's what bugs me.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can have your thing, and Theo can have his thing, but when people come at your thing, I'm like, why? What do we do? There's enough for everybody.
Right.
That's bandwidth.
Yeah, that's bandwidth. We got a question right here. I want to think a little bit more about this. I'm not good sometimes. Some people are great at thinking and talking at the same time. When I meet somebody like that, like if I watch like a Ben Shapiro or like a Jordan Peterson, somebody whose brain, like, it's almost like their mouth is like a little before their brain.
That's impressive.
It's like a wizard.
I know, grand wizard.
Yeah.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, I'm just faking it,
Yeah.
and then I'm hoping my brain catches up. You know, I'll just keep talking, and maybe it'll pop in.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Here's a white guy.
Yeah,
Just fuck
piece
up.
of shit. Honky.
Hey, Theo, Mark. Know you guys have similar backgrounds, both Louisiana boys, and both grew up in primarily black neighborhoods. Just curious, what was the best part about being one of the only white kids in a black neighborhood? Gang, gang.
Hey, baby. Thanks for the question, man. I appreciate it.
Definitely the snacks. We had better snacks at our house.
Did you?
Well, we had orange slices and, healthy shit.
But do you think that came from being in a black neighborhood?
Well, just in comparison, I'd go to my friend Eddie's house, and it was just like shit I'd never seen before, like weird brands and bags of cereal.
Right.
Well, we had Dunkaroos and some
like a hat
Lunchables.
full of heart meat or something.
yeah, gizzards or whatever the fuck that is.
But I'm saying, what? Like, I think his question is like, what do you think was? What was it? What was interesting about it?
He said, what was one of the perks of being one of the white kids? I showed a lot of kids how to skateboard.
Okay, so there you go. I think that would be a real perk. So you had better snacks.
Yeah, I think so.
So you got to show kids how to skateboard. I'm trying to think.
I had cable. I had Nintendo. This black kid would come over and play on our Nintendo. He was unbelievable. It was like something I'd never seen. And me and my brother were like in awe of this kid. He would just go to town on that Nintendo with Mario. He could jump up. Remember when you had to jump on the flagpole at the end of Mario and slide? He could get to the top. Killed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think they have extra muscles in their fingers.
I think so.
That's what I heard anyway. Did you hear that growing up in Louisiana, that black people have extra muscles in their body?
Quick twitch, they would always say. They got the quick twitch.
Yeah.
And, it was true. I mean, you try to play soccer with this one guy in my neighborhood. I think he was Haitian or something. So he was black and Haitian. So that's already two
double
levels.
entendre.
Yeah, I think that was his name, entendre.
Oh, yeah. Entendre. We had an entendre Wilson, too, at our school. I'm trying to think of some of the highlights. Some of the highlights I remember were that other white kids at school, you knew some black kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like you had a little bit more like my white friends didn't really know the black kids.
Oh, that's
so
good.
you could be like a liaison at times.
Yes.
At least you got a little bit of like more respect if you were like talking to the black kids.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You could be over there. You could kind of joke around. You could have a little bit more room with the black kids.
Mm-hmm. That was the other kid. That was Entendre's brother. Was liaison.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. It was good to dip your toe in both pools. You know, you knew a little of both cultures.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else other highlights were. Yeah, you got to be able to joke. You got to try a little bit more humor on a crowd that you knew was a
Yes.
little bit it was a little tougher. You got to, I mean, sometimes you got to even, you didn't get to say the N-word. I don't remember what the rules were back then, but you got to like joke around about it.
Yes.
Like you just got to be in more circle. People would call you the N-word.
Yes.
You'd be like, yeah, I did it.
That was a great moment.
Oh,
yeah.
God. I remember going home and telling my mom, man.
She's like, don't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was big. And also, it's weird because we use the term minority a lot for certain groups. But, like, in my neighborhood, I was the minority.
Right.
You go 10 miles this way, I'm not. But in my neighborhood, I was. So I felt like you got some leeway.
Yeah.
You were like, you know, you ever do an all-black show and you're the white guy?
Yeah.
You stand out. You're the novelty. You pop. And they would let me pop in this group.
It feels scary. Doing an all-black show feels scary. Though.
Yeah. It's a different ball game because I feel like they're more real, and they kind of will not. If you bombing, they're fine with letting you bomb, and if you kill, they will let you know you're killing. But there's not much middle ground. You never do okay with a black crowd.
Oh, that's interesting.
You're either murdering or boo.
Yeah, it's very Game of Jerome's kind of. You know?
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
a weird statement, really. But it's like very
like
Game
that.
of Thronesy.
It's
you know?
Coliseum, like dead
Very
or alive.
Coliseum. Because if not, and black people are always eating at their show.
Yes.
So if it's not good, they will eat.
And you hear that
Oh
smacking.
yeah. You
Yeah.
hear the silverware.
Woo.
A lot of heavy-handed mamas out there, and they, you know, some woman two-spooning through a damn half a dove or something.
Right.
You know, you're like, damn, she doesn't even have a knife. I'm doing a horrible.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And sometimes there's jewelry clanking. They got a lot of crazy jewelry, bling.
I don't know if there's anything tougher probably than doing not tough. It definitely, if you had some luck with it, then you'd be fired up.
Best feeling in the world. Yeah. Killing for a black room. But it's easy to kill if you play up the white guy thing. If you go up and go, I remember one time I did one in Harlem, and they played some rap song to bring me out, and I was like, never heard that song before, and they're like, ah, he's so white. And that was too easy, and I remember going back being like, I'm not going to do the white thing, and I bombed.
Yeah.
So it was.
I remember I got up one time and even just said, "What's up, my N-word?" You know,
Oh, that's good.
and they went nuts, man.
Yeah. You said N-word. You didn't say the word.
I said the real word.
You said the real word?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's balls.
This is back when you could kind of do. I mean, you weren't supposed, but it was just a moment. It's like that's one thing about comedy, though.
Yeah.
It's like there's times where it's like it used to be anyway. If you felt a certain thing,
Yep.
and you could trust that instinct, it was real
so
scary.
True. So true.
It was like somebody fucking. It's almost like Satan lit a little fuse in the distance,
Yes.
and you just start to see it freaking boiling.
That's so. And that would happen every now and then because hitting on a girl is so scary. I'm with a lady now, but in the single days, every now and then you get that devil's spark right in the taint, and it would just work with a girl. You had the balls, you had the confidence, and she ate it up, and then sometimes it fell flat. But it's the same thing with comedy. Every now and then you get that little twinkle of jizz in your eye, and it just works.
Yeah, man. Those were good stuff, man.
And that was also before like a Hinchcliffe day. You know, no one had a phone out, so you
Right.
saying that was like a magic thing in the moment.
That's the point. That's the point. You used to be able to ride the moment,
Yes.
and now the moment isn't there.
No. You're
The
just worried.
moment is to be something that is to be either monetized later or judged later.
Yep.
Or the moment is the moment doesn't exist really.
That's true.
Like the value of it, or I don't know what is it. I'm trying to think about it.
I know exactly what you mean. There was a weird spark in the air between you and this group at that time, and then it's gone.
And that's really what comedy was, kind
I
of.
know. Yeah, Bill Burr talked about he went to that Chappelle compound, and he said all the phones are locked up, and he just said crazy shit, and he forgot, like, oh, this is what it used to be.
Wow.
And it hit him, you know, like how much stand-up has changed and how it's all video, and Daniel Tosh makes a joke, it's on the news, you know, and that's not supposed to be it. It's supposed to be in a basement and just right here, right now.
Yeah. Dude, I remember John Mayer one time, who he's so tiny. He like his brain is like a brain I'm way jealous of.
Really?
Yeah, he just has that. I mean, it's like he just has a gifted. He's gifted in that freaking top sack. You know what I'm saying? But he
Handsome fella.
he got on stage one night at the Comedy Store, right? And he did some jokes, and it was good. It was good stuff. It was smart. And it's him. You got to hear his voice. You got to hear him think, like kind of see how he thinks a little. And then I want to say it was a few days later. Oh, he talked about on stage. He goes, "It's interesting because I can talk about things tonight, but I can't really talk about things." He's like, because I make a joke tonight, something in this moment. 3 days from now, I'm having a sandwich with my mom somewhere. 2 weeks from now, I'm sitting down to dinner with a friend, and this is gonna pop up on something's gonna pop up on TMZ,
Yep.
and they're gonna have framed it how they want, and it's gonna ruin that moment for me.
Completely.
And I just remembered. I remembered also just thinking what it was like if you were already so famous in one thing that you couldn't even try something else.
I know. And the crazy thing is, everybody loves the moment, everybody wants the moment, but a couple of queefs have to ruin it for everything, and now we can't have these moments.
Yeah, Queef Latina, dude.
Yeah, that was my improv group in college. No, I'm just kidding. But it's true. That's the name of the ep right there.
Yeah, it is, dude. Look, real facts. The holidays coming up. Pumpkin time coming up. Everybody coming up. Back it up. What I'm talking about is ShipStation, baby. You want to get rid of something, you selling reefs.
That's
Yeah.
why these YouTube videos, these YouTube specials are so cool, because it feels kind of like real. I know you're doing a Netflix. Congrats.
Well, I'm envious though, honestly, because you're YouTube. I was talking to your agent a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he loves you absolutely, and he should. But the one thing we were talking about was he mentioned that he said, "Well, you know what's really happening right now is Mark Norman's special is really popping." And I think that was he'd never used that word before, and I could tell when he said it. Okay. But anyway, he said, no, he was just really like, he said it's really doing something for him. I mean, I even noticed you're adding shows. You're adding afternoon shows now.
Yeah, that felt good.
Do you feel like this is something that has been like a real mover of the sticks for you?
The YouTube?
The YouTube special, yeah.
100% game changer. I mean, I couldn't get a thing cooking. Nobody would have me. And then I put that out, and it did well. And people were like, oh, who's this guy? I'm like, I'm the same fucking guy.
Right.
That's the special I tried to give you, HBO or Oxygen or whoever. And they all said, no dice. Ridiculous. And then you put it on YouTube, and they're all in.
And now, do they want to buy it or no? Have they been actually? Well, I guess it's already out, but has there been?
Now there's talk of like, what's the next thing? And I'm like,
Right.
God, it sucks. Some people have just proved themselves, where other people just get shit.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that's Judaism you're talking about. But we're not saying that. But, But it's obviously it's written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you, man. It's like, but then also it's like, I used to think that way, man, and I think sometimes I still probably do, but then it's like I notice I used to want stuff when I wasn't really ready for it.
Oh, that's every comic. We want it all.
Yeah, you're like 4 years in, dude. You're like going first on a show that Bill Burr's supposed to pop in at, and you're just like, fuck, man, I should be where he is.
Oh yeah.
Venezuela was our dad's name, Richie. Like you're up there just fucking, you're quoting La Bamba, like you're into it.
Yeah.
But it's not true, and then it all happens when it's kind of supposed to happen.
I agree. Yeah, and that's the. Everybody goes, what advice do you have to young comics? It's know you suck, know you're not ready, you think you're ready, but you're not, and get better.
Yeah.
Because you think you're there, but you're not there. It's like when the fat guy goes, I should be fucking Heidi Klum. And you're like, why would she fuck you? But you gotta get there.
Yeah, you gotta get there. You gotta get outdoors. You gotta walk. You gotta get your breathing up. You gotta change that shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's crazy. You're adding shows now. Has this happened before? I mean, I know it's been kind of happening, but like, has it been like what have you noticed? What has been some things that have been different?
Well, the social media goes up, and then people. It's almost like high school where no one really talks to you. Then you get a cool car, and they're kind of like, hey, well, come eat lunch with us there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And it's nice, but you gotta. That's what's cool about stand-up or any art form, I guess, is you gotta stay funny. You gotta stay good. You can't just join the cool kid table and then just not change. You got to still keep progressing, I think.
Right.
It's a meritocracy, kind of.
What does that mean? What does it mean, a meritocracy?
Like, good quality stuff wins instead of just being the hot guy, the popular guy. It's
Right.
actually you know, like sports are a meritocracy. The guy who made the most touchdowns, they win.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I remember being real jealous, like when I was doing comedy earlier of certain guys, and be like, man, they. And then it's like now it's like I'm grateful to be where I'm at.
Yeah. You got to be grateful, because how many of those True Hollywood, MTV Unplugged, where they go, I'm a millionaire, I live in a mansion, I'm banging a supermodel, my kid is in the honor roll, and they're still miserable.
Yeah.
So you gotta, everything, the fact that I sold out these shows and I'm adding shows, I'm like, oh my God, I'm happy here for the rest of my life. This is great. I never thought I'd be here.
That's cool, man.
You gotta be grateful.
Yeah. It's so deserved for you, too, man. I mean, you've always been, like, the funniest guy.
Oh, I don't know about that. Have you seen Earthquake?
Actually, dude, Earthquake kills.
Beast.
Dude,
Kills.
some of the guys I never want to follow, I'll name them.
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz, the first time I saw him, I was like, I never want to.
He could really own a room, that guy.
Yeah.
He's on the stool, and they're just sitting on every word he's saying.
Yeah, and I haven't seen him in a few years. This was like when he was. This is before he broke, you know, before he was like getting real popular.
Yeah.
But Earthquake was one,
Oh, yeah.
and Chris D'Elia was really
Sure, that's what
really
everyone
hard
tells
to
me
follow.
that.
God, it was hard. And DeStefano is really hard to follow.
So
man.
funny, so funny.
And also it's different, like how it flows, kind of. So have you set your YouTube into clips as well? Have you put it into clips? Okay.
You gotta have the clips.
Yeah.
Clips are bite-sized. They bring people in. They go, "What's this from?" Then they watch the whole thing, and you know how it is. They say social media is like an IV drip. You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
You want to take the day off, but put something else up.
And you own it. You own your special.
Oh yeah.
See, that's what makes me mad. It really does.
Really? You
Yeah.
could do it. You could do one tomorrow.
Maybe in a year, maybe in like 6 months I could. I got to get some
Okay.
more material, but yes.
There's no money in it.
Right, but so let's say you have. I think are you getting close to 10 million on there? 8 million?
7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting there.
What do you make on 10 million views? Do you think?
Well, accumulated, you get a check every month. So depending on the month, it might be 1,000, might be 3,000. So I've already made, because Comedy Central wouldn't take it. They pay 30 grand.
Really?
And I've already gone way beyond that. So I was crushed when they didn't buy it, but now I'm like, fuck you. I've made more, and I own it.
Yeah.
Blow me, CC.
Also, fuck them.
Yeah.
What did Schumer used to say? She used to always say, since we're both right here right now, you could give Comedy Central a gold brick and they would bronze it.
Ooh, that's good.
That's what she used to say. I
Man.
think she stiffed him for the last year of her show. I think he did.
I think so.
I think she was fucking supposed to be
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah, she's got balls.
Dude, she got some freaking hard balls on the top too. Nice ones, huh?
Yeah, you banged her.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, I definitely, I knew her well at
Sure.
a certain point.
Yeah, she's a good egg. We got a real beetle crawling on the ceiling here. Watch out, everybody. Can we get a shot of that, Spence?
Yeah, maybe get it with your tongue at least, just so what happened. Just get it from there if you don't mind. I want to be honest about everything that happens in here.
I like it. I respect it. I like the Between Two Ferns too. You got the impeachment curtain behind you.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is impeachment. Woo! Oh, this is definitely like if they had a Civil War draft room.
Yes.
Like if Norv Turner were freaking picking infantrymen, this would be it, bro. Like if Frederick Douglass was putting together his fantasy team.
Right.
Dude, I used to have these dreams that I was doing undercover boss, right? But during slavery, right? So I'd have these dreams.
That's a great sketch.
So,
SNL can steal that one.
I'd be like, hey, what do we have to work today, guys? And somebody would be like, no, and I'd like write it down. I just remember having these crazy dreams. And Lilac was my name.
Lilac. That's nice. Flower. Yeah, Tuskegee. That was something.
Pretty good. The Airman.
Yes. Man, you ever think about war? I don't know if we could do it.
So,
I mean, we
Laura
could go
Walker,
out there
I'm good.
and
How
shit in
are
a hole
you?
and peel potatoes and do some push-ups, but in those trenches with a machine gun, bullets whizzing, woo, those guys were tough.
Yeah, you know what's left what's left us has really been that tough, a lot of that toughness.
Yeah, because life was precious. It was flimsy. Like, you might get drafted. You're 18, 19. Right. You might go off to Germany and die and never come back.
Yeah, polio. I mean,
Yes.
there's just so many things.
It was everything was life and death. The fucking the bombs with Russia with the alarms going off. You had to get under your desk. And now we're worried about Latinx. You know, like we have so few problems. We got to focus on what's that pronoun? You know, like
Yeah, huh?
you got to make up stuff.
Oh, somebody dropped a her over there, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then it was like we might die tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I miss, like, it just used to be different. And I don't know. I just don't even, you almost feel like such a pawn now. Even if you don't want to, I feel like. You
How
ever feel
so?
like that?
Pawn and who's
Just
playing?
a pawn, not even, and just in like, a lot of it is just electronica. Just how much it's like, you know, people are like, I don't want to be tracked, you know, I don't want a website. But then, like, they'll be at the CVS and enter their phone number to get like
that's so
6% off. It's just like, there's no escaping.
The machine.
Yeah.
We're all in it. It's scary. You know, people have an iPhone. They go, I can't get this. They'll track me. I'm like, you got an iPhone. They got your GPS. They got your satellite right there.
Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked.
We're all in it. And you can't not be in it.
Right, that's the thing. You can't not be in it.
They're good. They got us by the balls, these guys. They got us by the short and curlies.
And do you think they are a real group? Do you think this is like, I think, where a lot of people you either go in this